Good morning, my mathletes. Today's lesson is first on functions, instruction functions, Algebra 1 style, though. You guys got the lesson for Math 6, but this is definitely pushing the boundaries on what functions are. And I'm going to be doing a lot of reading. I found these notes from a teacher online. Why recreate everything when there's stuff out there? There's a lot of wording, so I'm going to go through these notes pretty quickly. And if this is a problem, then let me know in my feedback that I'm going too quickly in the Algebra 1 notes. I'm trying to just keep it to one video. Okay, so a function is a set of ordered pairs. So you guys have a relation. That's what you're working in Math 6 is a relation. Functions are very specific and incredibly important algebraic concepts going into upper level mathematics, into pre-calc and calculus, all right? Excuse me. A function is a set of ordered pairs, x, y, in which each x coordinate is paired with only one y coordinate. This is so important. This is what a function is. In a list of ordered pairs belonging to a function, no x coordinate is repeated. No x coordinate is repeated. I'm going to be mentioning that quite a bit today. So just a real life situation here. You can use a table to represent a function, which we did in the Math 6 lesson. Suppose you read a book at a constant rate of 50 pages an hour. Alas, the number of pages you read can be described in terms of the number of hours you read. In a functional relationship for any given input, there is a unique output. We're going to be talking about what this table actually means in terms of x and y, okay? In a functional relationship for any given input, there is a unique output. If you are given an x value belonging to a function, you can find the corresponding y value. If you input 5 hours into the function above, the output will be 250. And remember, in a table, your independent variable is your x, and your dependent variable is your y. So that is really important, because if you don't identify these properly, you're not really actually looking at the function properly. So examine the list of ordered pairs, and this is probably one of the easiest ways. We're going to go over various ways of identifying if a relation is a function. And ordered pairs is one of the easiest ways. If a set of ordered pairs is a function, no x coordinate in the set is repeated. No x coordinate should be listed with two different y coordinates. So let's look at the two cases here. And again, it's all explained here, but I'm going to go through it. Is a set of ordered pairs a function? I'm not even going to go to the what's down here. So let's just look at the x's. This is x. This is x. Actually, I'm just going to circle the x's instead of or highlighting them. Let's highlight them instead. So this is your x. This is your x. And x. Is there an x that has been repeated? And the answer is yes. Over here and here, x is repeated, so this makes it not a function. When you have an x that is repeated with two different outcomes, you have a 4 here and a 0 here, that makes it not a function. Not a function. Let's look at these ordered pairs. So look at the x's, 5, -3, 0, and 2. This time there's no repeating x values here, so these set of ordered pairs are a function, okay? This is a big check. That's all you're really looking for, and making sure that the outputs, in the one on the left, you have two different outputs for the same x. You cannot have that. And another way visually for my visual learners is they're looking at a graph, and you make sure you have to graph these ordered pairs properly. So use a vertical line to determine whether 2 points have the same x coordinate. This is called a vertical line test. You're going to be noticing that when you go into Math 7 and Algebra 1, that your teachers will be talking about the vertical line test. What the vertical line test means is when you draw vertical lines, so I'm drawing a vertical line down this point over here. Does it hit more than one point? No. It's just only hitting this point. When you draw a vertical line here, you are hitting this point and this point. That one line is telling you that this is not a function. And the meaning for that is This point over here is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 3, 4. And this point down here is 3, negative 1. And you cannot have repeating x values. That's what makes it not a function. All you need is one line to fail. So for instance, I draw a vertical line. I have points. These are not good points. I need to make them bigger. If you look at all of these over here, you have various points. You draw a vertical line here, you draw a vertical line here, you draw a vertical line here, you draw a vertical. All of these pass a vertical line test. However, if you have one vertical line and that fails, it makes it not a function. All you need is one case. One case. Okay, that's the vertical line test. And again, you can read all these words that this teacher has written in their notes. I'm kind of going through the main points without all the words. In a function, the y-coordinate is described in terms of the x-coordinate. The value of the x depends on the value of the y. Remember, y is a dependent variable. Function relations can be represented in different ways, and we're going to be going over these in future lessons. You already know about an ordered pairs with a list. You understand tables, and you have mapping. Okay, you're gonna understand how to do mapping in the future in a different lesson. These are different ways that you can represent functions. And then another thing is verbal description. We've done the y values for the set of points are 4 more than twice the corresponding value. The equation of that is y equals 2x plus 4. In function notation, I don't know how much I'm going to go into function notation with you, but this is what function notation is, and don't worry about that too much right now. If I go through this in the future lesson, you're going to understand how to utilize a function notation. Of course, the graph. Graphs are incredibly important, and you have the vertical line test. This down here talks about function notation. I'm kind of ignoring it for now. It's not something you need, but really the main point over here is identifying it to see if something is a function based on their graph and their ordered pairs. Those are the two things that I want you to really take away from the lesson today. And of course, the definition of a function, that it is a set of ordered pairs in which each x-coordinate is paired with only one y-coordinate. In a list of ordered pairs belonging to a function, no x-coordinate is repeated. That is the crux of what a function is. I hope you found this lesson not to be too difficult. And email me or contact me if you have any questions. Bye, guys.